गोरखाओं की आवाज को बुलंद करने के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और खबर को लाइक शेयर करें।
Before I start, I would like to borrow the cliched lines of our Honorable Chief Minister, where she often refers and says, "ए मेरे वतन की लोगों, जरा आंखों में भर दो पानी, जो शहीद हुए उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी." The rest of the lines, I believe, the Honorable Chief Minister will conclude in her speech, despite of the fact that my Honorable Leader of the Opposition wanted me to speak in my mother tongue Gorkha. Due to some constraints, I, begging apology, would like to speak in English. Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir, there are moments in life of a nation when it must rise not merely to protect its borders, but to refrain the idea upon which it stands. Operation Sindoor was such a moment when the guardians of our republic, the Indian Armed Forces, responded not with wrath but with resolve, not with chaos but with clarity of purpose. Today I rise not as a member of this Vidhan Sabha, of this august house, not as a member of Darjeeling, not as a member of the Gorkha community whose blood remembers the battlefields of history, but as an Indian, a patriotic Indian who believes deeply and unshakably that we are the civilization built on courage and a democracy defended by sacrifice. Sir, the attack on Pahalgam was not merely an assault on lives. It was an affront to the very conscience of our nation. But in the measured silence with swift precision, our soldiers answered. In less than 48 hours, they conducted Operation Sindoor, not in vengeance, but in valediction of the rule of law and in defense of our motherland. This was not war, this was justice delivered. Our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, stood like a rock of determination, firm in the face of provocation, yet composed in his response. His clarity of leadership emboldened our forces and gave them what they needed most, not just weapons, but trust. And what did our armed forces do with that trust? They rose like the mighty Himalayas and struck with precision of thunder. Over 100 militants eliminated, terrorist camps dismantled, and the sovereignty of India asserted without apology. Let us not speak today as a member of political parties of affiliation or propagandists, but as a keepers of the republic, born of sacrifice, strengthened by unity, and preserved by those who stand watch over our borders. From the hills of Darjeeling, where Gorkha soldiers train in silence, to the valleys of Kashmir, Kargil, where they now fight in honor, we have always known that freedom demands vigilance and peace must often march behind the footsteps of bravery. Let the House remember that India, which is not merely a piece of land, it is a story, it is a heritage carved in struggle, written in sacrifice, and sung in the voices of those who serve her sincerely, silently. So today, let us pass this resolution not as a mere formality, but as an act of remembrance, as an act of gratitude. Let us say in the language that transcends politics, thank you, the soldiers of India. Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister. We have not forgotten and we shall never forget. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Sri Nausad Singh